on a regular season, wound up 7-4, and I don't know. To me, it was just one of the more complete games that we played all year.
Well, I thought it was, and you know, we had 500 yards of offense, and defense really did a good job against Tupelo. We were a little bit concerned going in back, and a couple of really good receivers, and I thought our defense did a great job getting us the ball back. And like you said, it was a pretty complete game. Special teams did a good job. You know, if you had anything that would concern you a little bit, we hadn't put the ball on the ground as much all year as we did the other night. I think the cold weather had a little bit to do with it because they had some turnovers as well. But we've got to do a better job of protecting the ball. And other than that, you know, I think it was one of our best efforts.
Yeah, I noticed. I didn't get to ask you last week. I noticed John Johnson was not dressed.
John had a concussion from the Columbus game, and just felt like it was best to hold him out, and we want to make sure that he's 100% clear on that. And, you know, if you play with a broke finger or a broke arm or a fractured whatever, that's, you know, that's kind of
what you're gonna get
kind of the game. But you know, dealing with concussions, it's better to err on the side of precaution.
Right. Well, you speak of putting the ball on the ground. Of course, we had to fumble to start the ball game, but we defenses came right back and played well there, and then you know, so we certainly were up to the task.
Holding them to a field goal right there was big, and you know, sometimes you have some bad breaks, and you can't just get caught up in the emotion of the moment. You just have to go in there and do your job, and that was about as best you know, as we could expect at that point, give them the ball that deep in the territory, hold them to a field goal. So that was, you know, in essence, a victory for our defense right there.
Well, I really think it just sort of took something out of them, because they just, the quarterback would surprise you. He didn't look like he had a strong arm, but now you let him get set, and then of course you had that three was Pinson, I believe. Yeah. They could catch the ball.
They had a couple of talented receivers. I think the other kid's number was 38.
McIntosh was 8. I believe it was 8.
And, yeah. And of course, Shumpert, you know, was a good running back, and he's just a sophomore. We'll have to deal with him for a couple more years. But I thought overall, and I think, you know, we've got a 5-game winning streak there. You know, we've come along, and we really, you know, we'll tweak a formation here or there, but we're running the same stuff that we were running week 1. We're running the same stuff that we were running when I came here 5 years ago. I mean, we're going to run the zone, we're going to run some power, we're going to run the toss, and I mean, really it's zone blocking, so it's essentially zone. You know, we're going to run the duo traps, and we're going to throw the football, and players make plays. And you know, you can take a pencil or a piece of chalk and draw up a number of stuff, but you got to have the guys executing, and that's the difference. I mean, we're running the same stuff, and you know, I've had a couple of friends of mine come up, man, y'all really revamped your offense. Well, no, we hadn't. We just executed better,
right?
And we're doing the same stuff.
Well, good example of the execution was Brown's punt return. Collins made a heck of a block right there to spring that.
Well, and if you'll remember a week ago down at Columbus, you know, we fumbled a punt early in the ball game, and we got 2 guys back there, and they make a you-me call, and the one that's not receiving the punt steps up to take the first defender coming downfield, and we failed to do that at Columbus. But you know, we worked on that a little bit last week. Our kids are coachable, and Collins comes in and he just completely pancakes the first guy, and then comes off of that and he makes the lead block, you know, 40 yards down the field. Just outstanding individual effort. You know, Tootie made a great run, and we had other guys, Kadeem Cole and some other guys setting the wall, but those things, you know, we decided to come out and just too tight and wing, just to kind of send a message early on that you know, we're going to play physical, and we're going to play a little smash mouth football. And can't say enough about our offensive line. Coach Goodwin and Coach Tungett done a great job with offensive line and defensive line as well. But there's a little counter trap there with Snoop running the ball, a little duo trap. Does a good job of getting in behind his trap and running to daylight. But,
And Tupelo was big on both sides of the line. They were 260, 270 across there.
I was really concerned coming into the game. You know, of course, Tupelo.
16 and a half in Golden Wave territory. Time they'll come out with a double slot set. Mays. Right back though now, a little old Statue of Liberty play the Cowans. The Cowans can't go. Knocked down about the 27, number 71 for Tupelo. Knocked him down. That was Jones.